Forget closure. It is a myth, a lie whispered by the wounded to other wounded, a fragile fable whispered to children afraid of the dark, a sedative administered to adults terrified of silence, a fool's errand, and a cruel one. That keeps you shackled. You seek it, don't you? That final conversation, that perfect explanation, that neatly tied bow on a relationship that was perhaps a Gordian knot woven from deceit and absence. You stand vigil at a door that was slammed shut, or worse, simply dissolved into thin air, waiting for the one who left to return with the missing piece. The answer, the key, the absolution that will finally, set you free. You believe that with those elusive words, that withheld acknowledgement, you can finally move on, as if the act of walking away is contingent upon their absolution. The very thought is a poison. This desperate posture is not freedom. It is an addiction, a ritual of self-betrayal. You are begging for medicine from the hand that delivered the poison. You are demanding clarity from the source of your confusion. You are trapped in a self-made purgatory, built from stubborn hope and misplaced loyalty. The ache of the unanswered question has become a comfort, a familiar cage. They didn't leave breadcrumbs, they left voids, and you are trying to build a bridge across the chasm with whispers and what-ifs. Stop. This is not a quest for understanding. It is a refusal to accept reality. You're trying to resurrect a dead thing. Feel the coldness of it. Accept the stillness. Why this hunger for an external resolution? Because the trauma brain loops. It despises the unfinished sentence. It demands narrative coherence even when the story ended in a scream, a flat line, or the deafening sound of nothing at all. It tells you that if you just get the answer, the pain will stop. But the seeking itself becomes the pain. Each unanswered question fuels the fire. Each imagined conversation keeps you tethered. It gives you a false sense of control in a situation that has already escaped your grasp. This relentless pursuit is exhausting. Recognize that weariness for what it is, a sign you are fighting against the tide of reality. But the truth, stark and cold, is this. You are not seeking closure. You are seeking a different ending. One where they apologize, one where they explain, one where they make sense of the senseless. You crave a script where they play the role you desperately need them to play. The one who acknowledges the damage. The one who provides the missing context. They are not coming back for their lines. Their silence is the final word of their character. You want them to rewrite a narrative that is already etched in stone. They are not coming back to sand it down for you. Feel the sharp edge of that finality. The profound psychological drive is toward completeness. The psyche abhors a vacuum. When connection is severed abruptly, especially traumatically, a part of the self feels amputated, exposed, raw. You instinctively look outside yourself to restore the balance, to fill the void. This is the echo of a primal wound, the fear of being abandoned to face the chaos alone. The belief that another person's acknowledgement can mend the fractures within you. It's the child's cry for the parent who isn't coming back. You are not seeking closure from them. You are seeking validation for your pain and their culpability projected onto them as a demand for an external act that will somehow heal an internal rift. This is the shadow at work, the parts of yourself you have not integrated, the wounds you haven't tended. The closure you beg for from them is a mirror, reflecting your own unspoken needs. your own untended grief, your own unacknowledged strength. You want them to complete the circle, you must learn to close yourself. The validation you crave, you must grant yourself. The ending you seek, you must author yourself. This is your solitary, powerful work. Look closely at their absence, their silence, their exit. Examine the patterns, the words unspoken, the actions taken, the emptiness they left behind. They didn't abandon you. Not in the way you believe. They exposed themselves. They showed you the boundary of their capacity, the depth of their character, the uncomfortable truth of their limitations. Their silence wasn't a cliffhanger designed to torment you. It was the final, definitive statement of their inability or unwillingness to meet you, to engage, or simply to care enough to stay or explain. Their exit was not a reflection of your worth. It was a testament to theirs. They revealed themselves, believe them. The painful clarity is the gift. Their departure was not a judgment on your worth. It was a revelation of their own, a masterclass in who they are, and more importantly, who they are not for you. It was a painful gift wrapped in silence, signed with indifference. A bitter clarity, perhaps, but clarity nonetheless. This silence, this void they left, is not a trap. It is your escape route. A negative space highlighting exactly where you were pouring energy, hope, and worth into a failing or finished vessel. It shows you where your power was leaking. It is a map, not a maze. Their absence illuminated your strength. Their detachment highlighted your worth. Do not curse the darkness, thank it for revealing the stars within you. Feel the quiet strength rising in that realization. Stop waiting where someone stopped showing up. That ground is barren. It is a graveyard of potential, haunted by the ghost of what you wished would be. You are giving prime real estate in your present to a history that is over. You are sacrificing your future on the altar of a past that cannot be changed. Mourn it, yes. Feel the sorrow, but do not reside there. That is not living. Imagine this. You are standing in a burning house, engulfed in confusion, hurt, and unanswered questions. The heat is unbearable, and you are waiting. Waiting for the arsonist to return, ladle in hand to douse the flames. It is madness. The water is not coming from them. It must come from you. You must walk out. You must recognize the ruin and leave it to collapse. Stop clutching to the smoldering debris of a life that burned. Feel the heat, then feel the imperative to move. This dead relationship, this severed tie, is exactly that, dead. Clinging to hope of closure is like clutching a decaying corpse, demanding it breathe again. Demanding it explain its demise. It's futile. And it is draining your own vitality. Let it rot. Let the natural process of decay reclaim it. Let the worms turn the soil. Let the elements wear it down. Its disintegration is not a tragedy. It is the necessary return of energy to the earth. It is the compost from which new life will spring. Allow the putrid smell of decay to signal release. Closure is not an event initiated by the other party. It is a state of being cultivated within yourself. It is not granted, it is claimed. It is not a gift, but a right. It is not a finish line, but a starting point, a fierce act of internal sovereignty. Closure doesn't happen with words they finally speak. It happens with decisions you finally make. The decision to stop waiting, to stop asking, to stop hoping for a different past. The decision to turn your gaze forward, to write a new narrative, where you are the protagonist, the author, and the hero of your own journey. This is the heavy, exhilarating burden of self-authorship. You are not awaiting an ending. You are the ending. You write the final scene not with their participation, but with your act of turning the page. You are the period at the end of their sentence. You are the author of your own damn story. The dead do not dictate the terms of your living. They do not hold veto power over your future chapters. Their absence is their abdication of influence. Treat it as such. Their silence is their eulogy. Do not grant them resurrection. Do not give them power from the grave. Let it rot. Let the silence stretch, botas, vast and empty. Do not fill it with frantic noise. Let it echo. Let it become your sanctuary. Emotional reclamation is not about healing neatly. It is about taking back occupied territory within your own soul, re-establishing sovereign borders that were breached or surrendered. Let the decay do its work. Let the natural process of release unfold. Grieve, release, reclaim. Feel the bitter taste of grief, then the sharp clarity of release, then the profound satisfaction of reclaiming yourself. And then, from the silence, from the space created by the rot, rise. Rise with the authority of someone who has faced the void and found ground. Rise louder than the silence ever was. Rise with a power they could never grant you, because it was always ferociously your own. It has always been in your hands. Feel the fire in your gut. This is not about forgiveness, unless it's forgiveness of yourself for waiting. This is not about understanding them, unless it's understanding that their motives are irrelevant to your path forward. This is about a sacred rebellion against the idea that your peace is held hostage by someone else's story. It's about seizing your narrative and living with defiant self-respect. It is about saying, my life, my rules. The door is not out there. The key is not in their hand. The answer is not in their mouth. The power was always within you. It is time to wield it. Forget closure. You are the door. Close it.